who we were pretty harsh on early on, as McCullough gets the sack. One-on-one then, squeeze it in, and just as we drew it up, they go with the read option, and we bite on it, Ritter. As we go back to Barry, find the blocks, and powering in that time. Receiver to the left. We look to bring the blitz, and it hits home. If it opens up to the inside for Boston, but Delpit with a heck of a play there. Zone here as they look for a weak side throw, and Drake London shakes the tackle. Up a safety as we know they're going to Bijan. It is Grover Stewart. See if we can get Faust downfield, as no, it's Bates. Try to get some guys downfield as they look to take the shot downfield. Newsome. They block it all up, and Pitts is left alone. It's Shepard dragging him down, but in the end zone. We got Barry right down the middle, bouncing around, and the ball popped free. Someone jump on it, though there's no time. Set for Ritter, quick rush, and Hartwell picks up the sack. It should have opened up. Instead, it's Young, and Young will get into the end zone and walk this game off. It took a good few more minutes than it should have, but we defeat the Falcons, climbing back from last place in the NFC South all the way to take first. And coming off our biggest game of the season so far, we have extended our win streak to 7, retaking top of the NFC South over the Falcons 28-22. Now, the offense in this game was pretty good the first half. The second half, we only managed 5 points. Luckily, we scored the touchdown in overtime to win the game, but it should not have come down to that. And that's kind of been an ongoing thing of late. Looking at least at the last 2 games, because against the Saints, against the Cowboys, the offense was running really well. But these last 3 games, it has not been that smooth. In the second half of the Packers game, we only had 6 points, despite putting up 17 in the first half. Against the Lions, very similar. 20 points in the first half, 7 in the second half. The only outlier really is that Saints game where we put up just a lot of points throughout. We dropped the 40 bomb on the Saints. We've got to get back to our offense consistently scoring throughout games. If we do that, we should be just fine and not have to rely on Ford hitting the field goal or an overtime touchdown to win the game. And with our opponents today being the Steelers, it's really going to be a battle of our offense versus their defenses. Their offense is not doing great. Kenny Pickett's still their quarterback. They signed him to an extension. He's in his 5th year, though only a 78 overall. They still have Najee Harris. He's an 85. As for receiver, they do have one really good option, George Pickens. He's up to a 92 when he decides to block. They still have Deontay Johnson, a solid option, sitting at an 82. It's a tight bunch here with Elijah Moore, an 81, and they have Hunter Renfrow, a 79, plus tack on Deontay Hardy, a 77. It's a pretty similar group here outside of Pickens, and unfortunately today, which we'll talk about, we're missing our top corner. As for tight end, they have Darnell Washington out of Georgia. He's only a 75, and they only have 2 today as Pat Freiermuth is injured. Getting to their line, Broderick Jones starts him off at left tackle with an 82. They have Ezra Cleveland, a 78. Ted Karras, a 75. Opposite side, James Daniels, highest rated guy here, 85. And then Lael Collins, a 78. So it's a pretty average offensive line. Defensive line, they have Tyron Brackett, 3rd-year player out of Clemson. He's an 81 overall. Opposite side of him, Isaiah Foskey, originally from the Saints, a 78, though they also have Charles Omenihu, a 77. Both could see some playing time. Keanu Benton down the middle at DT, as well as John Lockhart, a rookie. Outside rush, one of their main guys, TJ Watt. He's a 97 overall. Everyone knows him. Opposite side, Alex Highsmith, a really good addition for them, a 92 overall. Then off-ball backers, they have Peter Gregory, a 78, as well as Zaire Franklin, a 78. though not the strongest pair down the middle. Getting to the DBs, they got Joey Porter Jr. on the outside, an 89, really good top guy. Then they have second-year guy out of Temple and Kevin Beasley, a 78, getting the start over Jeremy Chin, who's the 83. Free, Minka Fitzpatrick, one of their other primary guys, a 96. Then at strong, they got Julian Blackman, a pretty strong safety, an 83. So it's really their defense that has the top-end guys. Offense has some holes. And we are missing some guys today. And in a way, at least they're both on the defensive side, considering that their offense is struggling. But we will be without Greg Newsome the second. He had a PCL sprain in practice, and James Castaneda suffered another practice injury, this time a dislocated shoulder. Both will be back next week. But we're going to have our corner step up. We have a backup free safety who used to be a corner that may have to see some playing time. We might rotate some guys around. Tyler Edwards, our free safety, might need to play a little bit of some nickel corner. We'll see. Play that by ear. As for the DTs, well, we're going to have Palmer, who was just coming off of an injury last week, and Jerome Sweat step up to fill in that second DT spot and rotate there. And on top of all of that, we have a breakout opportunity for a DB, though I'm assuming it's going to be for Newsome, who is injured. So let's find out for sure, and no, it is Tyler Edwards. He was the second option. He had a lot of tackles last week, nothing too flashy. But if he could hold the Steelers as well as the rest of the defense to less than 200 passing yards, or he himself just pick up one interception, forced fumble, tackle for a loss, or sack, he will see a dev boost. And now with us needing to call on Edwards even more today with Newsome being out, this could be a great game to get that boost. So let's jump on into this away game. We're heading not to Heinz Field, Acrisure? Maybe that's what it is. Honestly, no idea. It's Heinz Field. But we're going to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. Underway in Pittsburgh, a big kick from Ford will send it out the back of the end zone. Steelers starting at the 25 as Kenny Pickett and the offense head out. First season in the new contract here for Kenny Pickett, and it's nothing flashy. 19 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, sitting about 2,500 passing yards. Just very average play. But they get to the outside. They saw the film, our struggle with that last week against Bijan, who took off a couple big plays. They start with 14. And honestly, a pretty good call there to beat the blitz that we had dialed up. Moves them up to the 39. They look to go right back to it, and this time, no blitz. We are sitting there. It's Hodgins with the stop. He and Hartwell teamed up pretty well last week, though Stockton is back for this one. We're going to see him probably man up a lot on Darnell Washington. As they look to flood one side, Hodgins gets the tackle, bringing up a 3rd and 2. Well, where is it that the Steelers will look to go here? Hand it off or throw it. They will look for the throw, but the hit timed up. It is Stockton. Back from injury, picking up yet another sack. With that, time to get our offense out here for their first possession. And again, the challenge for them, score consistently and often. As we start with Chuba Hubbard, he extends the play to the outside and will get out of bounds, gain of 6. Now we have seen great play from Hubbard, though he's been a little bit injury prone this season. Barry has stepped up a lot. Look to continue to see both of them throughout these games as we just net one the following. But we definitely want to get a good rotation. Didn't quite get that until the second half of last week, though. It worked out pretty decently for us. 3rd and 3, though. We got an RPO dialed up. And we will swing it to the outside, get a block from Bateman, which we will, and Chenault will squeak out the first down. Haven't really seen a lot of Chenault of late. Really, the receivers have become Faust and Bateman, and obviously the rookie tight end in Madison Boston has been a big part of this offense this year. Leading receiver as we go to the other tight end in Thomas. But we've definitely just seen the overall receiving group really start to come into form, which is great. 2nd and 3, receiver in motion. We go with the handoff down the middle. Hubbard will pick up another one. And after receiving the ball most of the plays to start off this drive, Barry checks in early here for a 3rd and 2. A little bit of some ground and pound, and he will do just that, picking up the first down up to the 42. So far, keeping the offense very short and quick. That's kind of the game plan today. Help to deal with that of TJ Watt. As they send the blitz, we had Chenault wide open, though not enough time to cleanly get the ball out. Gregory ends up getting the hit on Young, bringing up 2nd and 10, which we come out with a bunch to the right-hand side. Boston to the left. Got a couple drag routes as we're going to go towards Boston here. Underneath everyone, we'll pick up the first, bumped out after a gain of around 15 as Isaiah Foskey, a little bit shaken up. He's eventually going to get off the field, but it looks like a rough ankle injury. Hopefully he ends up battling back later. 1st and 10, though, force into plus territory. Got a tight set here. Get this one to the outside, going to Thomas. Throw a little bit behind, but Minka a little bit too slow to get there. Another first down gained. Offense still running rather smoothly here. We're going to go for a weak side play this time. Try to get Chuba to the outside. A great set of blocks from Callaway. A juke from Hubbard, though not slipping by Minka. Possible touchdown saving tackle. But just gotta love the fluid play we're seeing here. Let's finish strong, though, as we're inside the red zone. Bunch to the right, Boston to the left. Bateman towards that back pylon, though they drop everyone. Young just going to look to scramble, pick up what we can, and slide under the defender. Gain of 7. Nothing risky so far. Hopefully that remains to be the case as we got a little bit of some play action rollout here. See if we can just dump this off to Chuba. Get by one defender. No. Great open field tackle there by Blackman, but we're inside the 5. And this is really where Barry puts in the work for us. We're going to come out in the goal line set, though. Get a toss to the outside. Got several blockers out there. Choose a lane. Another great tackle there. 44 for him. Looked like Barry was going to walk in, but got caught from behind. So, 2nd and goal at about the half-yard line. Stick with the goal line set. Winters leads the way, and Barry through 44 this time. We'll finish off drive 1, taking the lead. A really strong start here for our Panthers on the road. We take up almost the entirety of that first quarter. Steelers start their second drive, looking to go downfield as they have their guy deep. Cash beat. Eventually able to catch back up, but Deontay Johnson gets them well past the 50 here to end the first quarter. A big play for the Steelers, who honestly were probably pretty desperate for it. Now Cash, really not an outside corner, but we don't have much depth for outside corner. A lot of our guys are slot. As it's 1st and 10, they go to the outside here. First catch on the day for Pickens, that time on Johnson. He's having to step up today due to the injury to Newsome, and he's had a couple starts, I would say, with us so far, at least 2. As they look to go Najee Harris down the middle, he slips by 2 defenders. There's Edwards, a clean tackle. And I think I called him our free safety earlier on. He was drafted as a free safety, though. We play him at strong. A great play to beat the blitz once again. Steelers, they're dialing up some good play calls. So we might need to try shaking up how we are calling our defense just to combat that. As now they go with the weak side play. Hodgins coming from the backside gets the stop, though, a gain of 6. This drive very much the opposite of what we saw from their first time out. They're down at the 12 here, spreading wide as they will go with the RPO, swing it out and through the hands of Johnson. Cash knocks it away. As long as we could keep him playing his game, I think we'll do all right there. He's a press man corner through and through, not much zone. As they throw it, it's through the diving defender. I think it was Shepard, and Darnell Washington levels the game. Why can we not swat away the ball from tight ends while we dive for it? Nearly the same exact play happened against the Packers, though we didn't actually knock that one away. Just strong hands from Washington. Now we need our offense to head on out and answer back. 7-7 with about 6 minutes left in this half. We start off with Chuba trying to find a lane, and he had it, though just couldn't stay on his feet. Really just a split second away from breaking that one. 2nd and 5. We got an RPO dialed up. We could go out to Boston. We also have Chenault, or we could hand it off down the middle, and we will swing it out to Chenault. Follows some blocks. He cuts back towards the middle, pushing forward, make it a 3rd and 1. And this time we'll leave Chuba out there for it. Coming out with a tight single back set. Going to attack this left side behind Richards, and it will be another rushing first down here from Chuba. Now, always unfortunate when injuries strike, but that did force us to trade for Richards playing left guard, and he has been phenomenal for us. Really helping solidify this offensive line for the future, as we need someone to come open downfield. It's a throw back towards the middle. I think that one intended for Boston, though, all the way across field. Didn't get anywhere close. And honestly, got to feel lucky that one wasn't picked off. Gonna have 2 to the left here, 1 to the right. Boston going to go out on a little bit of a wheel route. He finds himself wide open. Get him downfield, a little bit of an athletic tight end, puts the juke on the safety, getting us to the opposite 26. That is the leading receiver for us this year to this point, though a lot of guys have pitched in well. As we handed off not Boston, that's the tight end. We handed off Chuba. Apparently I just really love Boston. And he has been phenomenal for us. Same as Chuba there. He picks up another first down to the 13. Tight look here. If we could get Bateman straight down the middle, that might be a touchdown for him, but he drops it. Normally a pretty sure-handed receiver for us. That should have been 6. Instead, we're still going here. Follow the good blocks from the offensive line. Will get us down to the 6, 3rd and 3. Now we could pick up a first down just inside the 3, or we could look for 6 here. We got options. 2 spread either side. Hubbard leaking out to that, I can't remember directions here. As we roll out, it's open here for Young as he dives in. He takes the hit. Well, that's all worth getting tongue-tied as we take the lead. Bryce Young scrambles in. Now we'll just have to see if our defense can hold the lead this time. Last time out, not too good for them. Just let the Steelers march downfield as they get a nice deep in route to Deontay Johnson, and Odafe Owe shaken up. And very similar to Foskey earlier, limping off, looking like an ankle injury. Maybe we need some new turf here, or no turf. We need some grass. That seems to be a pretty common wish from the players. Big hit there from Johnson. Pickens holds on to it. But with Owe stepping out, that's going to bring out Victor Dimukeji, who's actually, I think, our leading sack guy, or tied with the most amount of sacks, as we miss a couple tackles. That sends Pickens still going downfield. Someone tackle him inside the red zone. A great effort there from Pickens. Turned what should have been a gain of 2 at most into a massive one for the Steelers. As they're at the 17 here. Quick blitz down the middle. Stockton is back again. His 2nd on the day on the same exact play call. Double A gap right down the middle. If we can't produce our own pass rush, just natural 4 rush, then yeah, we're going to have to eventually send some extra guys. As we slip the tackles. He slips another and in. Boys, we've got to wrap up. Steelers level it again with Elijah Moore. Well, perhaps we're missing Newsome more so than I thought we would. We know he's a good guy, but still need better, as our offense has a minute 33 to try to take a lead here yet again. Halfback screen is out. We got some blockers out in front. Chuba gets through one, though not going to get by that next group. First down for us. Let's get back to the line quickly here. Gonna switch it up. Send Chuba to the right-hand side. They got 2 deep safeties, so let's change it up. Go with the slants. We got all of our timeout. We don't need the big shots downfield. We just need something. And speaking of something, there's Faust. His first catch gets us into plus territory. Once again, going to get back to the line. They're sticking with those 2 deep safeties. Get Boston to drag in the right side. Leave Faust one-on-one to the outside. Could be a really good option. He gets the step. It's placed out by Young, and Faust is in the end zone. That is how you answer in a timely fashion. The rookie gets another. 55 seconds is all it took. No timeouts. That is pure efficiency. Now defense, let's finish strong, as well as we give up another play right across the middle. Steelers end up calling their first timeout, but it looks like we might need to shake things up a little bit with our corners moving into the second half. Try to just find something, as that ball not very accurate from Pickett. Really his only bad pass of the day so far. We'll bring up a 2nd and 10. They got 28 seconds left, 2 timeouts. Getting close to field goal range as they throw it out complete to their tight end in Washington. First down. And maybe we shouldn't get too aggressive with the blitzes. Haven't worked out too well today. So let's change that up starting now as well. Try to get a natural rush with the 4 and another diving swat. We miss. Down to the 35. That might be field goal range for him. Come out with 2 spread to either side. Pickett making a check. Look for a little bit of some pressure down the seam. That time it's knocked away. We just needed Stockton. Great man-on-man coverage from our star middle linebacker. Bunch to the right here for the Steelers. They got 17 seconds remaining and now counting. As they go for the zig angle route almost from Washington. They're not calling the timeout here, letting it run maybe down to a couple seconds, then calling that timeout. I'll call it with 6. So still not a good drive from our defense. A pretty good one there from the Steelers. Got to clean that up. We're missing just 2 guys. We've got to be able to do better. But that will bring us to halftime, where we are just up by 4, 21-17. We've given up a lot of passing plays. The rushing, they haven't gone that way much at all. Just 28 yards for them. Our offense, moving pretty well. Need that to continue in the second half, especially since this appears to be a shootout. Meanwhile, the Falcons, they won in dominant fashion today. 28-0, putting even more pressure on us to ensure we get the win here today. Can't give up the top of the NFC South right after we just reclaimed it. As for the Seahawks, they are down against the Cowboys, who are visiting 21-10. Cowboys 9-3. Seahawks 6-6. As for our final update, we have the Buccaneers. They are hosting the Lions, and it is a win for the Buccaneers, 32-29, a tight one there. And just awful season for the Lions. They just keep losing close games. As for ourselves, I would like to keep our close game wins rolling in, or even better yet, don't let it be a close game and continue to win. As we start off with the ball this second half, Chuba Hubbard trying to find some space, and he had 2 options. He did not find either of them, and Max Clifton clutching at that wrist area. He's going to have to leave the field. Unfortunate for the young offensive lineman, but we've seen that quite often. That is going to bring out Walker Little, so at least he's going to see a little bit of some playing time. A very lateral step there for us as we had Bateman, though no time to throw. It's the rookie in Brackett. We can't let our offensive line start giving up plays now. 3rd and 12. We need a big one here. A little bit of some play action. Buy some time coming across. We have Faust, but it's knocked away. Great stand there by the Steelers to start the second half. Now it's time to see if our defense has stepped up at all, made any adjustments at halftime. Now we have told Edwards to be ready to go play corner as Stockton, a beautiful play there on the run. But as I was saying, we have told Edwards be prepared to have to jump in, play some outside corner in this one. Not his natural position, but he has some skill sets to do it. As they flood one side, it's over the top of Hodgins, though Johnson can't catch up to it. We catch a break. They'll bring up a 3rd and 8 here for the Steelers. A chance to get off the field if we could get the stop. As they will look to throw it to the outside, they find Pickens. First down gain. And with that, we are making the call. So Robinson is stepping out at strong safety. We're going to move our young rookie corner, or safety, now 2 corner in Edwards. See what he could do. See if that might help clean up this passing game. That may end up having the effect that he does not get the plays he needs unless he could get the interception. As they go to Najee Harris, a great defensive stop. Hartwell met him first. Hodgins cleans it up. But we know that we could get the plays against the run. It's against the pass where we've struggled. 3rd and 5, another opportunity here as they go spread empty. Quick throw down the seam. It's off by Pickett. We catch another break. Now at the 44, what do? They will keep the offense out there. They need 5 here on 4th. as they will look to throw to the outside. It's Cash. He comes back quickly. Give us some indication here, referee. And it's a turnover on downs. Cash, quick reflexes, back in his traditional spot in the slot, makes the play. Well, we really needed that. We hold on to our 4-point lead for now. Let's try to build onto it. That would be great. First possession didn't start off too great for us. They're bringing some pressure here. Get this one, a bad choice. Young forced it. Sent it right to Joey Porter Jr. He thought he had Faust underneath. Baited the whole time. Honestly, very similar to last week, right before halftime, where he took the shot when he could have just scrambled and picked up plenty of yards. Steelers with the ball here, get it out to Washington, who's maybe back to the line there. We expected this to be a little bit more of a battle of our offense compared to their defense, though. It's just been overall just a good battle in this one. As they get back to the outside, bouncing off of one, Stockton gets the tackle, though it's a first for the Steelers. They've gone the way of Washington often in this one, and they've been able to do it with a pretty clean pocket as well. As McCullough does get some pressure here, though, delivered well to Deontay Johnson, makes the adjustment, makes it goal to go at the 9. Well, what's it gonna be, Panthers? Are we gonna step up or not? Spread empty look here for Pickett. He's making a check. As he's got several options to the left, he looks to the right and maybe overthrew that one, maybe intentional. Either way, the ball ends up out of bounds. As we have a couple different options here, going to move St. Juice more towards the middle to help against the run, which they do go with, and they don't get very far. McCullough ends up catching Najee Harris from behind, bringing up 3rd and goal. Bunch to the left-hand side, one off the screen to the right. They will look to throw for it. To the outside, and that's a combination breakup by the safeties technically. Oh, Tyler Edwards, the first to arrive on it. Unfortunately, pass breakup's not going to help him get what he needs as the Steelers draw closer. This is the exact problem we talked about at the beginning of this episode. Offense, second half, we've struggled. Got to get it going now. As we look to go Barry's way down the middle, some ground and pound, picks up 5, play 1. And we just might have to start running our offense a little bit different in these second halves. Make adjustments, just keep doing the same thing. Eventually, defenses, they're gonna catch on. Gain of nothing. Good stop there from the backer. We now have ourselves with a 3rd and 5. Now they got 2 to the left-hand side. We had dialed up the halfback screen, but with them both sitting there, might be safer to go with a run to the right. Good block there from Boston. Fight through. Great job from Chuba. Had to forget all of the finesse he typically uses. Bring in that power, and he did so there. As we go to him here, a little bit of some wide receiver / halfback screen as he bursts down the sideline to the 44. Haven't ran that one in a good while. And that's what we need to do. Just bring in some different plays. Try to catch the Steelers sleeping. As we need someone to go to here towards the sideline. It's picked again. Joey Porter Jr. Put it up for Thomas, or it might have even been Callaway. Just a great play there from the defender. And that's now 2 second-half interceptions, really putting a lot of pressure on the defense. Empty set is where we begin. 3 to the right-hand side, 2 to the left. They go opposite way through the hands of Johnson. And honestly, got to give a little bit of some love to Tyler Edwards. Doing a pretty good job there at outside corner. Hasn't ran that maybe even since high school. But it opens up here for Harris. He breaks 1, breaks a 2nd. Not going to get away from the 3rd and 4th. But a first down up to the 45. We've got to start making some big plays ourselves. Some turnovers forced would be great. As the Steelers were opt not to run another down here in the 3rd, we head to the 4th. 21-20. That 3rd quarter, all the Steelers. But it's been these 4th quarters where we've started to make some of our bigger plays of late. Let's try to keep doing that as they go back to Najee. Stockton blew it up through the block. No gain. I am sure Harris is going to get picked on that play when they get to the film room. 2nd and 10. as they have some crossing routes downfield, chucking it deep. Robinson could have had the pick, but it would have been out of bounds. So instead, we'll have a 3rd and 10. They got 3 options to the left-hand side, including the tight end at the line. A little bit of some pass rush. They get the throw out, but it's not enough for the first. Defense will get the stop we were desperate for. And with 7 minutes left, starting inside our own 20, we need the hydraulic press offense to kick into gear. Barry starts us off. Winters get a block downfield, a diving play. What a play. TFL should have been a gain of probably 15. Talk about laying out for it. 2nd and 11 now. As Chuba Hubbard steps back in, we can't get the screen pass off. It's 3rd and 11. Where do we go here? Offense has struggled the entire second half. They got some press across the board here. If Boston can find that seam quickly, it would be a good option, though. They cover everyone. No time to throw as TJ Watt shaken up on the play, but we have to punt. The Steelers defense really keeping them in this one. Now about 6 minutes left. Their offense starts at the 41. As they go down the middle, Najee trying to find some space, which he does, and he fights through. Shepard will pick up an extra couple. That'll get them into plus territory at the 48 now as they drop the shotgun. Looking to go back to Harris, trying to get behind the blitz. He nearly does, just a gain of 2. Now are they just trying to draw us in and then find some space to the outside? Could be a decent option for him, and that's exactly what they were looking for through the hands of Pickens. Could have been a great pick opportunity there for Edwards. Ends up just being a little too slow to react. Now 3rd and 8, they got 3 to the right-hand side. Got to get out in coverage quickly. Right down the seam, and they find Pickens, who stays on his feet. That's going to be a touchdown. Steelers take their first lead in the 4th quarter. But they want more than the 5-point lead. Would be 6-point with the point after. They want the touchdown insurance. Going for 2. They swing it out for Najee as he gets upended, though there's a flag down. And it will still not count. Well, offense, you haven't done a thing all half. Are you ready to finally play some ball here? Big thing to note, TJ Watt not out there. A big break for us. As we need some plays downfield, we got Bateman, a good throw, and immediately we're into plus territory. The most amount of yards we've had all half coming right there. Now let's just make sure we keep it up. Need a touchdown to end this drive as we're closing into 4 minutes left. Chuba Hubbard, he breaks it all the way to the outside. He's got some blocks waiting back down the middle. He uses one to get by Fitzpatrick, getting us inside the 30. And with that, maybe we could start to chew a little bit of clock here. Still need the end zone, though. We bring out Barry, looking for a run. He gets through the first 2 levels and into the 3rd, getting us down inside the 15. Now, with how good the Steelers offense have moved in this one, as we're only up 5, really want to take our time here. Don't want to give them a chance at that field goal. Clock running down all the way to 1. Play clock, that is. Barry picking up 3. Just need those quick, simple, easy plays here as we're under 3 minutes left. Going spread empty. Looking to get this one out to Chuba. Get some blocks. He springs back towards the middle. We'll make it 3rd and 2. Have enough time for one more play left before the 2-minute warning, and we need a first down here. That first down about the 3.5-yard line. We need the blocks. Chuba is close, but it's a 4th and 1 as the 2-minute warning has arrived. Field goal does us nothing, so the offense will stay on out. At the 5, we need about a full yard. We hand it off Winters, who cuts back down the middle. That one is close, but it's good enough for the first. And we could keep letting clock move as well. 1st and goal under 1.5 minutes at the 3. We hand it off to 33, who's trying to find a lane, but he gets held up. Time continuing to run. We bring out Chuba this time, spreading wide. Around 40 seconds left. Handoff down the middle. Chuba gets clocked. 3rd and goal, about half a yard away. And with at most 2 plays left, we call our first timeout. The tip of the football essentially sitting in front of the goal line. We just need a bit of a push, and Barry will walk it in. 5 seconds left. We take the lead by 2. So it will all come down to this. Hail Mary attempt for the Steelers as they are down 2 points, 28-26. They send everyone to the sideline just trying to buy some time. They waste all their time. Pickens, he's breaking some tackles. Just wrap up, and there it is. We will sneak away with another win, extending our streak to 8. But by no means should these games be this close. We are not playing clean second halves, and we have a handful of games to get that fixed before playoffs arrive. And while obviously we did not get the stats that we needed today for Tyler Edwards, I still want to give him a big round of applause. He came in that second half having to play a position not natural to him, getting drafted as a free safety, playing at strong safety, and today he had to play outside corner, and he really helped us clean up that second half. But with the good news of the win, we also have to have, obviously, a little bit of some bad news to balance things out. Max Clifton, he broke his thumb in that game, so he's going to be out for the next few weeks, which is going to allow Walker Little to come back, get some starting time. Unfortunately for the young guard, he just keeps getting injured. But as we now look to close out today's episode, our focus shifts back to the division, as in the next game, we will be going to New Orleans to face the Saints. They are 4-9. We are 9-4. This is good trap game material here. The Bengals we have in week 16, 17 against the Vikings, when last we checked, they were atop of the NFC. And then in week 18, it will be the Falcons, who are still tied with us right now at 9-4. We have the game in hand on them, so we've got to continue bringing in these wins, which means our offense has to clean up their second half play. Need more consistency there. We try to play the same game in the second half as we do in the first because it works in the first. But guess what? Defenses, they make their adjustments. We have to as well. So that's going to be a big focus with this Saints game against a quote-unquote lesser foe. We need to get that fixed. So do not miss out, as this last, 4 games of the season are huge for us. So hit that bell icon on the bottom right or scroll down and hit the sub button. They both do the exact same thing, and subscribing to the channel. You could also hit that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go out. Every single Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday is this series. We also have the state-only challenge, currently Kentucky and Indiana. That one is out Wednesday and Saturday. So tomorrow we will be over there for our first off season and the first half of season 2. So do not miss that one, and then make sure you are back for the Saints game as we go down to New Orleans looking for our 10th win on the season.